Morning, it's about 9 o'clock. We've come to a lake called Hightown. Come down early this morning. What is a fisher lake called Northfields, but that was full. So we're going to try this lake, which is Hightown. It's got fish up to 48 pounds, some lovely commons and mirrors. Good range of, I'd say, good 15. I know of 1530s that have come out of this lake. They're all mid-range from 33 to 38. The 40s, there's a common and a mirror that are at 40 pounds in here. Like any lake, it has its bream. No catfish in this one, which is what I like. I'm not into catfish really. So this is a 20-acre lake. It's a gravel pit. I'd say you've probably got 15. I would say you've probably got about 13 acres of that, maybe even 15 acres of that, which probably is silt. But there is gravel around. It is a gravel pit originally. So this is classed as a small spot. I've managed to put one rod in, so I'm just having a look at it. I'll show you my rigs and my other rods in a minute before casting. But yeah, I'll show you the spot and show you the lake, and yeah, see what you think. So this is my spot. I'll get in a better position. This is a small spot on the lake really. You've got some pretty damn good spots on this lake. Not my bivvy's not up yet, but this is probably, you know, I can get my double man bivvy in here with lots of leg room, as you would call it. This is where you can have obviously your rods down there. Nice gravel coming into all the bays. I said it was a gravel pit. Here's my gear at the moment, the stairs leading out. So as you can see, you can probably get a bivvy in there and a bivvy there, and you still got all the spaces in the middle. So it is quite a large spot. If I get out here a bit more. Yeah, so there's your spot. So you could get two bivvies in there. This is the lake. This is the island. So to the right of me, goes round the island. There's probably 10 acres of lake round there. 10, so is it 20? So yeah, there's probably about 5 acres of lake running round there. 5 to 7. It is quite large going round the back. And then you've got this area here, which is the main bay leading onto the lake. That's a good little spot called Treetops. It's one of the hot spots on the lake. A lot of the carp are out here in this bay, basically facing this island. So the lake is pretty big. I think it's 22 acres actually, in fact. Yeah, looking at the book, it's 22 acres. So yeah, you've probably got a good 15 acres of lake out here straight in front of you. You can't cast to that side in a million years. Not a chance. It's hard to cast to the island. I know it looks close, but it's hard to cast out in that bay. But there's a bloodworm bay out there, so bloodworm bed bay. So but today we're fishing here. Obviously this is my spot. There's two little caves. See them? Look at them two little caves there. So I'm going to fish on the left hand side. See them bushes there? Two little things sticking up. Everything's green but them little brown bushes next to the cave. So I'm going to fish between, if I can get my finger in the picture, between them bushes, them there, next to that hole in the middle of the picture there. Get a closer shot. There we go. That's where we're going to be fishing. One rod's going in there. The second rod's going in there, and I've got the third rod because that's obviously that is off the corner of the island. That's on the straight bit of the island leading into the bay before it starts to bend. And then I've got the other rod, as you can see, that nice shiny gravel bay there with all the tree roots hanging out. So what I've done is I've got a rod See that yellow bit of bush there? There. Right in the middle of the picture with all the roots coming up. To the where that yellow bush is, sticking out there. Bit shaky, right there. I've got one like a gnat's dick off that bush. Gnat's dick. So I've got one on there. And the other two are going to go in them holes. Everyone else is fishing open water. So I know off one of them holes, two of my mates, Greg and Tony, they've both had a £30 carp out of them holes. Different times of the year, different years. But it means they've produced carp, doesn't it? In here there's obviously a channel running through the lake here. So you've got a channel running through. Bit of pull on the line as well on this right hand rod at the moment. As you can see, the bobbin's right up. So we've got some Fox MXRs. Obviously they're the best ones that Fox do. They were at the time anyway. Here's my reels. I have the Shimano big pit reels. These babies are small, compact, very shiny. You can't see at the moment because it's kind of dark still, but they're real nice shiny reels. Shimano Ultra grey, I don't know, Shimano. Oh shit, I want to touch that. Drop him down a bit. So yeah, I got them. They're really smooth reels. They come in really fast and they're really easy to adjust when you've got a carp on. So there's the pod. Now this is what we're fishing on. Fishing on a couple of different tactics. That one's on that's on a boilie with a piece of maize stuck to the top of it. Well, actually it's not a boilie, it's a manila dumbbell, a buoyant one. So that's on that, stuck with a piece of maize on top that's been dried out. What we've done, this is what a lot of the London boys do when the lakes are fishing hard. So they make up these little tiny bags, and as you can see it is tiny because it's smaller than a little finger. So it's a tiny bag, and what they do, they put some just fine pellet in there, just covering the bottom, and then they put a little bit of salmon oil in there, and they just cover they just cover the pellet, which is obviously not even the thickness of my little finger. So you make up a little sausage thing like that in a PVA bag, and all I do is fold the PVA bag round, lick it and stick it, and then you just leave that ready to hook onto your hook. I hook them on just because of the PVA, it doesn't linger around your hook or anything, and also when you're casting in against trees, obviously your hook's on that, so you can clip the trees going in and not actually catch your hook on there because it's protected, it's already hooked in. So one method, we've got the cog system. So if the carp, obviously as you've seen on the videos, when the carp get it, they try and shake the hook out the mouth. That cog system will release, and all we're doing is pulling my line. This is the rig. So try and get it to clear up. So that's the rig, if it'll clear up. It's just two pieces of maize tied onto a swivel. Can't get it to clear up, must be the camera's dirty. Onto a size 6 hook, slightly bent round. I have actually just loosened the coating off it there so it can bend. Have been fishing a lot of years with it straight through, so it's a pure stiff rig. but I've seen to gone backwards doing that, so I've gone back to that method where I used to just take that bit off so it could bend a little bit, rather than so when the fish when the fish suck it up and go like that, the fish, you know, gets spooked by the line. And when it all lifts up, I'm thinking I'm spooking them because the whole thing's lifting up. They might not be able to see my hook, but they still can see out the side of the eye near where my weight is, and I think it's spooking them. Whereas before, I used to have this flexible bit here where I pull back the coating. That, I've lost count how many 20s and 30s I've had on it, so I've gone back to that. So that's the cog system, that's the rig, that's a little rubber on there to make it pointed. Everything's quick release, as you can see, so I can just change anything I need. You'll have to turn your camera to the side, by the way, just so you can see all this properly, because I've got it on landscape, just so you can get the full picture. And then the other one, I've got one rod which is on the helicopter system, and that one's on a pop-up, so that one will pop up, and that one's just a standard on the bottom rig. So that's the tackle. We're on 2 pieces of maize. We're on a krill. We've got a krill boilie on there, and then the other one we have a dumbbell minnow with a piece of maize on its head. Keep it warm. So it's time to try and get that rod in the lake.